Hey everybody, I'm here with Kurt from Paradise Tax Surf Band. How are you, Kurt?
I'm doing well. How are you doing, Ryan?
Very good, very good. Very excited to have you. The band is based in Oregon, but you are in Maui, and
Yes.
you're living there.
Yes.
I honeymooned in Maui, and I can attest to its beauty.
Indeed. It's one of the most beautiful places in the world, as far as I'm concerned. So I'm very, very lucky to be out here.
So tell me a little bit about how you got Paradise Tax started. I know you have two releases on Bandcamp.
Yes.
Where did that idea start for you?
So the drummer and I were in a surf band called Narshmello, and we that band lasted about 2.5, 3 years, and we put out like an album, two EPs album. They're like long EPs. And then that kind of like fell apart, and I wanted to keep Narsh going, and the drummer's like, we can't do it without the guitarist, like we'd have to call it something else. And so like a year and a half later, pandemic hits, and then I'm like, all right, I think now's the time to start the new surf band. And so I recorded the EP in like 2020, and then um I I was planning on just taking that EP and forming a band out here. And then but my drummer still kept wanting to like be involved in it and stuff. So I threw him more songs, and I went back and we recorded them again with a different guitar player. And so then that guitar player, my buddy Jordan Norton, he was fully on board, and so now we're trying to book our first tour this summer. So this is a pretty like brand new band,
Wow.
fresh. Yeah.
Where are you looking to tour?
We're trying to do like a West Coast thing, just Oregon, California. Um,
Okay.
yeah, that's going to take place end of June, early July.
Oh, so you might be in town for SG 101.
Maybe. Tell me more.
Well, SG 101 convention is the United States, surf convention where they have tons of bands play, and it's in
Mm.
Anaheim this year.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. Last year was in LA proper, and this year there's 3 nights in Anaheim. It's going to be awesome.
Pi Records is going to be there.
I am. I am.
Yes.
Yes.
Cool.
I went last year too. It was amazing, and I'm going to be there doing some coverage and saying hi to some friends and stuff like that.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I
So,
gotta look that up and see if that can align. That would be amazing.
yeah.
Yeah.
So tell me your influences for surf music. I know you have two. You like I said, you had two EPs. You had this band previously. Have all your projects been surf related?
No, most of them have been like punk bands. Um, and I have a folk rock band, the Curtis Copenhagen band, that's lasted through the pandemic, even though it's like basically at this point it's like if if we get asked to play a good enough gig, I can fly over and we can play a few shows. And that's kind of where that's at, kind of back burner, but everyone's still stoked on it if I call them up, so that's kind of cool. But yeah, started in like punk rock bands, and then kind of the guitarist I met when we formed Narshmello, he was big into surf music, and I was just starting to get into it. So we kind of like joined forces, and that's how I kind of got into it.
What was your gateway band?
I would say probably the first time I heard surf was Ventures, and then and Dick Dale and stuff. But then in punk, started getting into like Naked Raygun and DK, Dead Kennedys and stuff. Dead
Yeah.
Kennedys are like one of my favorite bands.
Yeah.
And so that was kind of the gateway. And then Satan's Pilgrims, because Portland, I
Yeah.
grew up in like suburbs of Portland,
Okay.
and Guantanamo Bay Watch too was always on my radar too, because Portland,
So
so
how crazy is it to see Satan's Pilgrims in Portland?
oh, I only got to see them in Corvallis. Actually, they played like a
Oh,
tiny
okay.
little venue, and it was amazing. It is like 3 guitars, dude, wall of sound, dude. They nailed it.
Yeah.
They just, yeah. So Satan's Pilgrims has a special place in my heart, and that was the first video I watched of yours. I was like, okay, I'm into Pie Records, dude.
I just did another interview with Ted that aired 2 weeks ago.
Oh, really? Okay, I got to check
Yeah,
that out
yeah.
then. Yeah,
Yeah, he's a
cool.
super cool guy.
Yeah, I have a like a radio connection with them too.
Oh,
During the
really?
pandemic, my buddy started an internet radio station, and I was like, perfect. I'd love to do that. Perfect for pandemic, And at the beginning, they didn't have music licensing, so I had to like email the bands if I could play their music on here. And I don't know if it was Ted or if it was Dave or who it was that reached out to me. I got to find that letter, or I reached out to them, and they were like, do you want me to just email you a bunch of CDs? They emailed me the whole discog of Satan's Pilgrims.
Wow.
And so that's when they became my favorite,
What did you think of that live album they put out?
Oh, the Jackpot Records. I love it. It's gritty. Someone just press play on a tape recorder. It's
Yeah.
like, that's the coolest.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I bought that at Jackpot Records last time I was in Oregon, which
Oh,
made me
really?
feel good. Yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So what are your plans now with Paradise Tax?
So the plan is just to keep getting bigger and bigger. I've never started a band and just recorded music and then started playing after the fact. So I really like this way of doing it, so that all the groundwork has been laid for the best possible turnout of shows, and just going from there. So the goal is to tour like Maui next. That is the
Oh,
goal.
wow.
And probably put out another EP or an album, whatever. If we have enough songs, put out an album, and throw in some lyrics. Just a
Oh,
few.
wow. Oh,
Just
wow.
a few. I know that's like most surf bands, either like all or nothing, but
Well, even Surfer Joe sings sometimes.
yeah, totally.
So, okay. Tell me how it's helped you, being that you can share tracks virtually.
Oh yeah.
Like being so far apart, sharing ideas. What's that experience like for you?
It's like I said, this is the first time I've done a band this way. It's always been meet up, we write songs and then record them later. And this has been the best for me as a musician, to be by myself and create. I usually just use like a drum machine and just make demos like that, and then send it to the guys and say like, is this any good? And then we Zoom chat about it. And then the last few times we all just learned it individually once I sent it out, and then came back and recorded that stuff in like 2 days. And so we all have like pretty good history together. Like I grew up with a guitarist. We went to middle school together, and then with Drew, the drummer, we played in the surf band beforehand. So it's pretty streamlined at this point. But I'm hoping to like, visit Oregon or have them come out. I'd like to do it twice a year.
Yeah,
That's probably the 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 goal, I think. Um,
nice.
and then just make it worth it, tour, like try and tour the same spots, or you know, just play for long periods of time,
Yeah,
which I haven't done either. It's usually been a show here, and
yeah.
haven't done much touring. So yeah.
So what is a lot of people who haven't been to Hawaii don't know what the music scene is like there. Tell me what it's like playing shows with the local bands.
In Maui, I've just done solo stuff here, and the music scene is really interesting. There's we get huge acts sometimes, but it's random, it's like, Revolution is a lot of reggae, obviously. That's top. Hawaii, Maui, whatever. There's a really, really good bluegrass band, like local Maui bluegrass band. They just got a surf band. Sting Kong is a Maui surf band. But the local music's interesting because most of the music that you hear about are professional, musicians. This is what they do for a living, and they're playing 3-4 days a week at different hotels and venues and breweries and stuff around town. But Maui's still kind of like small town uh vibes. I live up in the country, and I don't know, it's nice. It's
Yeah.
cool. It's that Yeah.
Well, I want to thank you for coming on. I want the viewers to know the link in the description for Paradise Tax Bandcamp, where you can buy their 2 EPs and then keep an eye out for the next one. The link's in the description to their Bandcamp page, and then a Pyrex link for the merch underneath, and tons of surf music resources following that. I want to thank you, Kurt, for coming on and being patient with my schedule, and I was very happy to listen to your music and get to know you a little bit.
Yeah, super nice to meet you, Ryan. Thank you for reaching out. And I just want to say what you're doing is pretty damn cool. It's like I'm just, dipping my toes into the scene, but this community, like you're connecting the community, it's really cool to start hearing about bands from your podcast and this show and stuff. Yeah, I love what you're doing.
I
Keep doing this. Yeah.
I really appreciate it, and what's cool is when you start learning more about a different genre of music, you start to obsess over it, and you try to you look for new bands and stuff like that. And there's people like Hunter King from Storage Search of Reverb. That's where how I found your band. He put a list together on his website of all the releases from 2022, and I emailed all of them after I checked them out. And he does a great job of documenting all the current surf bands.
Yeah, amazing. I really enjoy that show, and that he played our first EP on his show, and yeah, just the communication and the cataloging is
Yeah,
amazing.
and that's
Yeah.
a lot of work because he does a lot of research, and he's searching for new music, and he listens to it, so he's not just cataloging, he's listening to everything.
Yeah, you guys dive deep, and I appreciate that. As a fellow music nerd, you
Yeah.
guys are you guys are leading the charge. I appreciate it.
Well, thank you so much, Kurt. Have a great day in Maui. What time is it there right now?
So we are 11:22 a.m. Hawaii Standard Time.
Nice. Nice. You got the whole day to hang out.
I know, dude. It worked out great.
Awesome. All right, man. Thank you.
Bye, Ryan.